Hi, it's Eric Cameron again. I'm sorry, I had a bit of a problem with the sound on my last night's recording, so I've taken it down and I'm going to try and re-record it again. I was talking about Mr. Bannerman's statement, and I do find it rather strange that Mr. Bannerman suddenly seems to have discovered a conscience about Nigel Farage and what he is doing. I can remember when the MEP list was being compiled for the Eastern New Region, Piers Merchant was very unhappy about what had happened. He was a returning officer, now dead. David Abbott, Dal Young and I were also very unhappy, and we made a number of suggestions that this should be a full investigation as to what had gone on this nomination MEP slate for the Eastern Region. Now, Mr. Bannerman wasn't at all keen on us doing anything of the sort, and he was quite happy to accept, for instance, Nigel Farage's patronage in banning a chap called Robin Page, who was a very well-known media figure, actually, in East Anglia, and writes. You'll see him writing regularly in one of the weekend Telegraph editions on farming. A very nice chap who would have been an excellent MEP, but he never even got on the list. Now, Mr. Bannerman was aided in these complaints that we were receiving about the Eastern region, what was going on, by a chap called Denny, Mr. Denny. And Mr. Denny's favourite phrase was to describe all these people as malcontents. I remember malcontents was a very nice word for Mr. Denny. And I wonder if, having read Mr. Denny's little letter now to David Bannerman, if Mr. Denny could perhaps even be classified as a malcontent himself. It does seem to read a bit like the sort of complaints we were getting in the Eastern region a couple of years ago. However, that's as things go. I can honestly say that the most effective criticism and comment came from Richard North, who has a long time UKIP member, going back to 1999, very good guy, wrote an excellent book with Christopher Booker on the history of the EU, was working for UKIP and was dismissed by Mr. Farage. He makes some comments about this, and he makes about Mr. Bannerman. He says he's just treading down a path which many have gone before, and Richard North's quote is his words, that is Bannerman's words, bring back vividly the utter impossibility of working in a political party dominated by the destructive and dangerous Nigel Farage. These are two very emotive adjectives. He then goes on about Mr. Bannerman and how he wormed his way in to the party, etc. But he finally ends up with a pretty telling final paragraph, saying one could advance a tenable case for saying that Farage is the man who has single-handedly done most to damage the Eurosceptic cause, possibly to the point where the damage is irreparable. He goes on to say, it is time to dismantle UKIP, to walk away and to start a serious campaign for the recovery of our nation. Perforce, anything which has any chance of success will not include Nigel Farage and most of those closest to him. Well, Richard has not been involved with UKIP for a number of years, so I think you can take that as a pretty objective view, and he is, I think, a very good historian. So that's what people think. Thank you.